I will run, I will climb, I will soar. I'm undefeated. Oh, jumping out of my skin, pull the cord.
Today, we will all talk about Raspberry Pi. What is Raspberry Pi? A Raspberry Pi can run in Linux, single board computers, handle light internal or web traffic. Raspberry Pi is the third best-selling computer brand in the world. The Raspberry Pi is a very cheap computer that runs in Linux and also provides a set of GPIO, general purpose input-output pins that allows you to control electronic components for physical computing and explore the Internet of Things or IoT. It's capable of doing everything you'd expect a desktop computers to do, and to learn how to program in language like Scratch and Python. History of Raspberry Pi. Its origin can be found in the University of Cambridge Computer Laboratory in 2006. Computer scientist Eben Upton, along with Rob Mullins, Jack Lang, and Alan Mycroft, team worked on developing a cheap and accessible device that would help schools to teach concepts such as programming, thus bringing students closer to understanding how computing works. Raspberry Pi Zero. It contains 1 GHz single-core CPU, 512 MB RAM, mini HDMI port, micro USB OTG port, micro USB power, HAT compatible for 40-pin header, composite video and reset headers, CSI camera connectors, version 1.3 only. Raspberry Pi Zero W. 812.11 BGN wireless LAN, Bluetooth 4.1. Like the Pi Zero, it also has 1 GHz single-core CPU, 512 RAM, mini HDMI and USB on-the-go ports, micro USB power, HAT compatible 40-pin header, composite video and reset headers, CSI camera connectors. Raspberry Pi 1 Model A+. More GPIO pins, 40 pins, micro SD, lower power consumption, better audio, smaller and neater form factor. Raspberry Pi 1 Model B+. USB port. It has 4 USB 2.0 ports and it has a 100 base Ethernet, a neater form factor. Like the Model A+, it also has GPIO pins, 40 pins, lower power consumption, better audio, full HDMI port. The Raspberry Pi 2 Model B, a 900 MHz quad-core ARM Cortex A7 CPU, and it contains 1 GB of RAM. Like the Pi 1, Model B Plus also has 100 base Ethernet, 4 USB ports, 40 GPIO pins, full HDMI port, combined 3.5mm audio jack and composite video, a camera interface, a display interface, micro SD card slot, video core for 3D graphic core. Raspberry Pi 3 Model A+. It has 64-bit SoC at 1.4 GHz. It has 512 RAM, 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz wireless LAN, a Bluetooth 4.2 BLE, extended 40-pin GPIO header, full-size HDMI, a single USB 2.0 port, a CSI camera ports, DSI display port, 4.0 stereo output and composite video ports, a micro SD port, and 5 volts to 2.5 amperes DC power input. The Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. Quad-core 1.2 GHz 64-bit CPU, 1 GB of RAM, a wireless LAN, Bluetooth, low energy on board, and it has a 100 base Ethernet. It has also 40-pin extended GPIO. It has 4 USB 2 ports, 4-pole stereo output and composite video port, full-size HDMI, CSI camera port, and DSI display port, micro SD port. The Raspberry Pi 3 Model B+. It has 64-bit SoC at 1.4 GHz, a 1.4 RAM, 2.4 GHz wireless LAN, Bluetooth 4.2, Gigabit Ethernet over USB 2.0. It has a maximum throughput 300 Mbps, extended 40-pin GPIO header, full-size HDMI, a 4 USB 2.0 port, CSI camera port, DSI display port, 4-pole stereo output and composite video port, a micro SD port, and a power over Ethernet or PoE. Face recognition door. Lock system using Raspberry Pi. This is how the system works in the existing project that I've researched, and this is how it works. The monitor sensor, the door, power supply, rectifier, regulator, display, and the IoT, Internet of Things. Smart e-glasses for voltage measurement. It also has the diagram on how it works with the Raspberry Pi. Components of RPI or Raspberry Pi. It has audio and video, CSI camera port, HDMI, micro USB power, DSI display port, micro SD backside, the Bluetooth 4.1, and also the Wi-Fi. This is where the GPIO pins, CPU, GPU, and memory, the USB ports, and the network or the Ethernet ports. This is the price comparison of the Raspberry Pi. It shows how the model developed and the price increased on how the Raspberry Pi works with their functions. There is a new Raspberry Pi 4 and it has a more powerful processor, na USB-C power supply, a micro HDMI ports, supporting 4K display, USB 2, USB 3, the Gigabit Ethernet, and it has also a model with 1 GB of RAM, 2 GB of RAM, and a 4 GB of RAM.